Yeah, welcome to my pitch. This is my short film idea. It's called Dead or Alive. So it's about a guy who has lost his best friend and he's got to attend the funeral. So it all starts in front of the crematorium and it's all based in the cemetery, so it's only one location. He tries to go in and he feels so upset and can't really control his emotions so much that he just can't go inside. So there's a bench nearby, sits down, and he pulls out the order of service and kind of looks at it and sees the picture of his friend who's called Doug and feels really upset and doesn't really know what to do. So and then he takes out hip flask, showing that he's really struggling with life, and drinks a bit of alcohol. And then suddenly he realises that his friend Doug's sat next to him on the bench, and he's going to be all dressed in white, showing that he's a spirit. And so I'll come back to these. Hang on. So yeah, that's my kind of rise in action there. So he'll chat with him about the grief process and how he's feeling, and he'll go through all these different emotions. And Doug will help him get through it and kind of get to a point where the climax is, where he accepts the fact that he's gone. But then, as he walks to go into the crematorium, he looks again at the order of service, and it's got a picture of him on it, Sam. He's the person who's actually died, and he can't quite let go and go through to the other side. And Doug was there to help him and guide him through. So, yeah, so this is some of my images that I want to capture. The building itself is Yardley Crematorium. I've been there. I haven't taken any pictures or anything because I couldn't get in when it was light. But the building has got a lot of kind of roofs that are shaped in an arrow, and there's all kind of arrows along it. And to me, that was like a sort of message that the people are going up, and that's a symbolism for me personally. The costume is going to be wearing a black funeral suit with a red shirt instead of a white shirt to show that, you know, it's kind of getting the audience to guess, is he actually dead or alive? Is it his funeral? You know, you don't know. Again, that's there. There's the bench. He sits on the bench, and so it's not a full storyboard. It's just a few shots of the staff. Colour palette. So I'm going to experiment with having everything black and white except the odd thing to be red. I don't know if I'll be able to do it, but I'm going to do some test shots and experiment with the software I can use and see if I can do it. If not, then it's going to be very lowly saturated, and colours like red are going to be very obvious and extenuating. So yeah, that's the character arc that he's going to go through: the shock, the anger, kind of the resistance to it, and the acceptance. So it's going to flow quite nicely through it's going to transition through with Doug helping him get through and have these different emotions, and it'll build up to the fact that he's accepting and he's got to move on. That's the location. Just a few things that I wanted to point out. The opening hours are from 8:30 till 4, so obviously with light as well. I'll have to check that there's no cremations going on, because I obviously don't want to get somebody's funeral involved. But the location's perfect for what I want. You know, I'll be able to get the shots of the crematorium in the background with just the garden and the flowers and things like that. So yeah, it's just a production schedule of what I want to film and edit. And there you go. Any questions?
Thanks very much. Matt, your turn.